Have you ever just stopped and thought about the most basic, most fundamental rule of the universe? I'm talking about how life, well, how it makes more life. It's wild, right? From a tiny bacterium to you and me, everything is driven to continue. But how does it actually work? Well, today we are diving deep into the two incredible cellular engines that make it all happen: mitosis and meiosis. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, then zoom right in on the world of perfect copies with something called asexual reproduction, and meet its workhorse engine, mitosis. After that, we'll get into the beautiful chaos of sexual reproduction and its amazing variety-making machine, meiosis. And finally, we'll see how these two processes aren't rivals at all, but actually partners, working together to create the life we see all around us. All right, so at its very core, reproduction is just life's way of making sure the show goes on. It's how species continue. But here's the cool part. Life came up with two totally different strategies to get the job done. Just look at these two. On the one hand, you've got a potato plant. It can literally spring up from a single parent, no partner required. And on the other hand, you have a frog, which absolutely needs a male and a female to make the next generation. This right here is the fundamental fork in the road we're going to explore, the world of one parent versus the world of two. Okay, let's tackle that single parent strategy first. This is where life gets incredibly efficient. We're talking about making a perfect copy of yourself. It's kind of the ultimate form of self-replication, and believe me, it is happening all around us all the time. The official name for this is asexual reproduction, and all you really need to remember is this: one parent and the kids are genetic clones. That's it. Think of it like a biological copy and paste. The parent's DNA gets copied exactly, with no mixing, no shuffling, no surprises. And let's go back to our potato to see this in action. Seriously, you can do this at home. If you take a potato, cut it up, and make sure each piece has one of those little buds, an eye, you can grow a whole new plant from just that piece. And that new plant isn't just like the parent. Genetically speaking, it is the parent. It is a clone. Now, seeing a chunk of potato become a whole new plant it's just amazing. But the real magic, the really mind-blowing stuff, is happening at a scale you can't even see. So let's zoom in and meet the tiny engine that makes all this cloning possible. And this is the million-dollar question, right? How does that organism grow? How does that one little piece of potato suddenly know how to build all the cells it needs for roots and stems and leaves? The answer lies in a process of perfect, relentless cellular copying. And that process has a name: mitosis. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is as a biological copy machine. You put one cell in, and poof, two perfect identical copies come out. That's why it's called an equational division, because the two new daughter cells get the exact same full set of DNA as the parent cell. Nothing is lost, nothing is changed. Let's look at the numbers because they make it super clear. We start with one parent cell that has a full deck of chromosomes. We'll call that 2N. After mitosis is done, we have two brand new daughter cells. And guess what? Each one also has that complete 2N set. It's a perfect 1-to-2 duplication. And hey, this isn't just some weird potato thing. Mitosis is happening in your body literally right now. It's how you grew from a single cell into, well, you. It's how your skin heals when you get a cut, and it's how your body is constantly replacing old, worn-out cells. Mitosis is the engine of growth and repair for almost all of us. Okay, so if mitosis is so fantastic at making perfect copies, then why isn't everything on Earth just a clone? Why is there so much incredible variety in the world? Well, that brings us to life's other strategy, the one that's a little more complicated. I mean, really think about it. You're a unique mix of your parents, right? You're not a carbon copy of just one of them. And that very simple fact tells us there has to be another type of cell division out there, one that doesn't just copy, but actually combines. And that, my friends, is sexual reproduction. The key words here are two parents and genetically unique. See, unlike the copy-paste method we just saw, this process is all about creating something new. It takes genetic information from two different individuals and shuffles it all together to create a combination that has literally never existed before. Now, to get how this works, we have to talk about two kinds of cells. Most of your body, your skin, your muscles, your bones, is made of what we call somatic cells. They all have the full set of chromosomes, that 2N number. But for sexual reproduction, we need special cells called gametes. Think sperm and eggs. And here is the crucial, all-important difference. They only have half a set of chromosomes. We call that N. So, how on earth do you make a cell with only half the instructions? You can't use the mitosis copy machine for that. It only makes perfect copies. You need a whole different kind of engine, one that's designed specifically to cut the amount of genetic material in half. And, this is the really cool part, to shuffle it all up in the process. That engine is called meiosis. And if mitosis was an equitational division, meiosis is a reductional division. It reduces the information. It starts with one full cell, but through a really clever two-step process, it ends up creating 4 totally unique cells, each with only half of the original DNA. And again, just look at the numbers. We start with one N cell, just like before, but the result is wildly different. We get 4 cells, each one is N, half the chromosomes. And critically, every single one of them is genetically unique. No two are the same. So how does it create all this uniqueness? Well, during the first stage of meiosis, something absolutely incredible happens. The chromosomes pair up, they get tangled, and they actually swap pieces of their DNA with each other. This is called crossing over. It's like taking 2 different decks of cards, shuffling them together like crazy, and then dealing out 4 completely new hands. This one step is basically the engine of genetic diversity for our entire planet. And this is exactly why meiosis is the MVP of sexual reproduction. It doesn't just make the half cells we need. Its built-in shuffling system, that crossing over, is the very process that creates variation, which allows species to adapt and, ultimately, drives evolution itself. So we have mitosis, the perfect copier, and meiosis, the master shuffler. They sound like complete opposites, don't they? But they're not fighting for control. In so many organisms, they're actually partners, working together in a beautiful dance to complete the cycle of life. Let's bring our frog back into the picture. Its life story is the perfect example of how these 2 powerful cellular engines team up to build one single life. Check it out. The cycle starts with meiosis, right? The adult frogs use it to create their unique sperm and egg cells, those N cells. Then, during fertilization, a half cell from mom and a half cell from dad combine to create one single new cell with a full set of DNA. It's back to 2N. And from that one brand new cell, it is mitosis all the way, baby. That one cell just copies and copies and copies, building an embryo, then a tadpole, and finally a completely new adult frog. So there you have it. 2 types of cell division, 2 very different jobs. Mitosis builds and maintains the individual, the you, and meiosis shuffles the genetic deck to create new possibilities for the next generation. Together, they are the elegant, powerful engine of life and evolution. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What amazing new combinations is that engine creating right now? Thanks for watching.